Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Claudia Romo Edelman. I'm the founder and the CEO of the We Are All Human Foundation and the Hispanic Star. I would love to, first of all, welcome you all and say, look, we're at the end of Hispanic Heritage Month. Let's celebrate the closing strong and together. This is an incredible moment for all of us to, come together when we're celebrating that more and more voices are joining and celebrating our stories, that more attention is given to the Latino community, and let's showcase the amazing backgrounds that all of us have, and that all of us have. I'd love to share a little bit more about the thesis that brought us to create the Hispanic Star almost 3 years ago. As a fact, World Human, we created World Human 5 years ago. This is a year in which we're celebrating our 5th anniversary that has given us the opportunity to really sit down and reflect. And we learned a lot in these 5 years. And one of the pieces that we know is that we're going to enter into the next 5 years of World Human stronger, more energized than ever. We created the Hispanic Star as a symbol to unify us all, as a platform to showcase the incredible contributions of Latinos to the country, because if there's one thing that is clear, is that we're powerful. We just don't know, and sometimes we're perceived as weak, and we're strong. But people see us as, and we ourselves see us as small, and there's a distorted mirror. There's a reverse marketing problem that we have to fix. And I think that Hispanic Star is trying to position us as what we are, stars, recognizing that America is made of stars and we Hispanics are one of them, and also trying to unify us, making that diversity that represents the Latino community something like it's a pro, not a fragmentation issue, understanding that united we're stronger and that together we shine. So why we created this series of the Hispanic Star Rising books. We're celebrating our 3rd book, the Hispanic Star Rising, and all the credit, I have to say, goes to our incredible publisher, Jackie Camacho Ruiz from Fig Media, who a couple of years ago said, we really need to start doing a series of, elevating Hispanic stars. And then Michelle Howard and Iyali Rivera have taken that task within the World Human Foundation. And we have more than, as Jackie was saying, 300 stories that over the years we have been able to showcase and publish. So the Hispanic Star Rising series is a compilation, is a book that we do year after year, highlighting a couple of stories, the most impressive stories of what we really represent, who we are. That resilience, that desire to progress, that story of hard work that represent our values. So we've been choosing these stories year after year to really give a face to America about what is it, who are the Latino community, and to change our perception, to provide our youth, our children with role models, with opportunities where you see it, you can be it. And so I'm absolutely delighted to be able today to open up the opportunity to share some of those stories of the Hispanic Star Rising Volume 3 with a big thank you for all of you that submitted your stories, that you were chosen to be part of this series. So a huge thank you to the team of World Human for all the work and blood, tear, and sweat that you put in making sure that Latinos, that we're accelerating the progress of Latinos. And to all of you that are reading, that are eager to make the change, to understand that we are in a historic opportunity, a moment in which we're ready to break through. So thank you all for being part of history. Thank you all for believing that we are stars, that America is made of stars and we are one of them. And very much a special thank you to my friend and an incredible Latina leader of the community that started this series, Jacqueline Camacho Ruiz, Hispanic Star Rising publisher. Take it away, Jackie.
Thank you. I am delighted to be here. I always say that life and happiness and the accomplishments that we create in our lives are made with micro moments. And those journeys, whatever has taken you to this micro moment, let's celebrate that, because when we allow ourselves to share those journeys, we allow ourselves to be in moments like this, where we can share with our community. And very special thanks to Claudia, because you believed in this idea a couple of years ago. And now here we are with almost 300 amazing stories that need to be told, that need to be shared with the world. So imagine the cadence, the magic of following up, not one, two, but now in the third edition. And all of you are part of this familia. All of you are part of the fabric that makes our Latinidad so special, the fabric that makes our stories weave together into a beautiful creation. And that's what I live for. I live for storytelling, and I am extremely grateful to be honored, being your publisher, and just continue to elevate that. My mission in life is to elevate stories, elevate women. And I do that through books, stories, and even a little airplane that I fly around the United States. So I'm just so excited and so delighted to be here. And I mean, we have an amazing program. I hope that all of you are ready, because you are going to hear from some unbelievable people, just like all of you. And I hope that as you're going through this amazing program today, that you can find ways to connect, find ways to serve, find ways to weave those stories together even more, so that we can walk away with more connections than we came in from, and more ideas to add value to one another. As we get to Volume 3, we indeed, celebrate even more stories. And imagine every single one of the stories that is shared is elevated, connected, and gives us an opportunity to elevate our voices even more. And it gives us an opportunity for the community at large to know that we mean something, that we are here to make an impact, that we're here to work together to do this. So I believe that storytelling is one of the most beautiful things that you can do, because it allows you to open your heart. I still remember when I published my third book, which was my memoir, and crying on chapter 5 for the third time and thinking, oh, I've just given everything I've got. This is a chapter that was talking about my pre-cancer level 4, the second time I heard the word cancer by the age of 23, and going deeper. And my editor would say, go deeper. And I said, there's no more death. I've given you everything I've got. And you know what? In that pain, and I'm sure as you were writing your stories, you probably felt, pain, and you've probably felt, that a couple of tears came down, of just objective, with the objectivity of looking at your journey and thinking, wow, look at everything I had to go through in order for me to be in this moment. I have learned, that storytelling is one of the most incredible things. We have, as a publisher, published 47 anthologies and thousands of stories, primarily of Latinos around the United States. We're in 25 countries. And that, to me, is something to be celebrated, something to be, augmented, just to continue to share those stories. I'd like to take a moment to highlight Alfonso Herrera, who is the amazing individual that gave us the opportunity to write the preface for this incredible book. He, to anyone that doesn't know who he is, he's a Mexican actor with more than 15 years of trajectory in a variety of projects, from soap operas to movies and globally recognized projects. He's proud to show his Hispanic heritage, as he says on the preface of the book. As far as I can remember, I have felt deeply proud of my roots, of my traditions, of my culture, and especially of my mother, a woman from Zacatecas who knew from a very early age that luck is distributed at 5 o'clock in the morning, and our roots are something that we must never forget. Our hard work is the only way to get ahead. Just like my mother's, there are millions of stories of Latinos in the United States. Parents, workers, students, doctors, nurses, and many more wake up every day with pride, work hard to keep their family standing, while simultaneously being an essential piece to maintain and enhance this country, which has opened up many, many horizons for them. So with that, you might look him up. He's an incredible actor. And now I'd like to bring in Ana Ambrosi. She is the Director of Corporate Communications, Crisis and PR from Avocados from Mexico, who has the opportunity to share the story. Let me tell you about her. Ana Ambrosi is the Director of Corporate Communications and Crisis for Avocados from Mexico. Who doesn't love avocados, right? Ana has more than 20 years of experience in corporate and political communications, international affairs, and media relations, and has worked in a variety of industries, including government, aviation, education, and health. Please give a warm welcome to Ana Ambrosi.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Claudia, too, for bringing us all together. I think it's great that we're celebrating the contributions of Hispanics in the U.S. and that we're unifying around our successful stories. I'm very passionate about Mexico and the U.S., and I think it's very important to showcase not only our contributions as Hispanics in the U.S., but also, as I said, our win-win stories, a positive image of our countries of origin in the U.S., and let everybody know what we bring to the table. So I think what you're doing is very valuable, and I'm happy and honored to be part of it. Okay, so my story is titled "A Bridge to Million Mexicos," and I'm just gonna read it to you. I could summarize the trajectory of my 20-year career in Mexico and the U.S. like this. I am a bridge between nations, between cultures. I'm bilingual and I'm bicultural. I am Mexican and I am American. I'm proud of this duality and passionate about the deep interconnection between the two countries I love. I grew up in Mexico City as a culture nerd. My family traveled to almost every state in Mexico, trying local foods, visiting archaeological sites and cultural landmarks. My parents wanted my siblings and me to know our beautiful country and its rich history, coast to coast, corner to corner, eat like locals, talk with people around us, and truly understand the many traditions and ways to be Mexican. These trips ignited my passion for travel and taught me that there's no one Mexico. There are a million Mexicos. My proudest accomplishments lie in opening people's eyes to this million Mexicos. In school, I was fascinated by international relations, particularly the complex relationship between Mexico and the US. Working for the Mexican government, I learned and experienced the importance of this relationship. I put down roots in the United States during grad school. While in the United States, it's known as a land of opportunity, it is highly competitive. I work hard to build a life here while remaining true to my core, the Mexican identity and the history that shaped me. After attaining my master's degree at UC Berkeley, I worked in a variety of industries that gave me a unique perspective on political communication, cultural interactions, and global relationships, ultimately preparing me for the role I hold. As a Director of Corporate Communications, Crisis and PR for Avocados from Mexico, I'm a cultural translator between Mexico, Americans, Hispanics in the US. Understanding the nuances of cultural perspectives are key to this role. I strategize ways to bring farmers, growers, stakeholders, partners, and consumers together for their mutual benefit. My job has a real meaning for me because it's a win-win for both of my homes. Best of all, I bring value and success. I bring value to the table, bringing my Mexican self. It's easy to spot the United States' influence in Mexico. It's Mexico's biggest trade partner and the world's largest market. But Mexico has influenced the United States too, perhaps even more for hundreds of years. Mexican traditions, art, and food, avocados included, are everywhere in the United States. These countries share an interdependent historic relationship, both economically and culturally. It's an honor to have dedicated my career to fostering this symbiotic connection. Every year I take my kids to Mexico to visit family and connect with their roots. My friends and I travel to different parts of Mexico as well to explore authentically Mexican experience. Just as my parents taught me as a child, we eat like locals and learn the stories about the ground beneath our feet. I'm proud to be this bridge between my family and friends and the millions of Mexicos right next door. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I love that. And you know what, as a publicist, I know that crisis communication is one of the most important aspects of, communicating. So the fact that you have so many years of experience doing that, and you've discovered the million Mexicans, I love that analogy, and I hope that all of you can kind of take part of that. And how can we discover the millions of something that we're searching for? That's beautiful. Thank you, Ana. I'd like to bring up Catalina Garcia next. Catalina Garcia is a global impact leader, currently the Global Director of Corporate Affairs at AB InView, a board director of its foundation. She holds a degree in industrial engineering, has worked in several multinational companies in the consumer goods, mining, technology, and communication sectors. She manages partnerships with several United Nations agencies, and she's a member of the Business for Impact's Board of Advisors at Georgetown University. Allow me to welcome Catalina Garcia.
Thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you, Claudia. It is an honor to be part of this book and continue creating a social impact. For me, it was important to share my story because one of my key guiding principles is the value of helping others. It is something I learned while growing up in Bogota, Colombia. While it began in my personal life, I always knew it was something I wanted to bring into my professional career. So from my time in Colombia to my current position here in New York, I have always tried to figure out how I can make a positive difference. So my work has given me the opportunity to connect with like-minded people like all of you and improve society on a global level. Now I get to be part of supporting small-scale entrepreneurs all over the world, including many programs in Latin America. And entrepreneurship is closely connected to social empowerment, economic growth, helping people, families, and communities improve their situations. So, and I say all of this because I want you to know that you can bring your principles to your workplace and promote social good through your daily work. It's something all of us should know is possible. So now I will read my story. The title is Bringing Meaning to the Workplace. So this is what can happen when you believe in what you do and it comes from the heart. I have always cared a great deal about others, whether in my workplace, community, or world. I knew I wanted to make a positive difference to people, but it wasn't until I became an executive at a major company with a strong purpose that I had a chance to do it on a large scale. But then came the question of where to start. With so many good topics I could embrace and promote internally, it was difficult to choose. There was one, however, that was a natural fit in my new job at a global brewer that has been focused on doing good business through the promotion of responsible consumption of alcohol, or what we call smart drinking. A responsible use of alcohol is a major global issue, health issue, and we believe we can be part of the solution. We can help people enjoy in a smarter way. So I decided to focus on that idea, even though at times it felt like the project might not see the light of day. I had to keep my determination and remember that my contribution to this effort would help make the world a better place for everyone. Eventually, that's exactly what happened. The day our first smart drinking project that I led was launched, I felt like I was on top of the world. It wasn't always easy, but it was incredibly meaningful and worth it to bring such an important initiative to life in my workplace, along with incredible global colleagues. Since then, our work has only grown. Anheuser-Busch InBev continues to have a strong commitment to smart drinking and doing good, while leading the way for other consumer packaged goods companies to do the same. In the years since the launch of the first project, we've carried out projects centered on promoting moderation, implementing guidance labeling, developing no and low alcohol beers, and more in markets worldwide. I'm especially proud of how our marketing has evolved in alignment with this effort. We're using the power of social norms marketing to change people's behavior and solve a social problem. In fact, this tool is key to supporting the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. All this work caught the attention of the academic sector. Georgetown University and Harvard University both wrote case studies on our smart drinking initiatives. This wasn't just all in my head. We were truly making a difference so much that major universities were considering us as a benchmark. It has been incredible to see this come to fruition. When we started, I never thought I would be able to make a difference in the lives of so many other people worldwide. But it fills me with joy to know that this project has grown to the point where other people are carrying the torch forward too. This is what can happen when you believe in what you do and it comes from the heart. Thank you.
Beautiful. Oh my God, Catalina, thank you so much for sharing that. You know, I love the diversity. I love how everyone comes to storytelling and really elevating our backgrounds and our legacies from totally different backgrounds, totally different perspectives. And that's what I think makes it so amazing. And it will never get tired of elevating the stories, right? Because there's always something to discover. And I love what you said about entering from the angle, right? Because we all are multifaceted, beautiful leaders in our community, and we can enter the story through many different lenses and many different ways. And, you know, to be able to choose that and say, this is the story that I want to, you know, to choose to elevate a particular segment. That's absolutely beautiful. And now I like to bring Michael Valentin to the stage. I can only say that it's pretty impressive, all that, you know, he's accomplished as well. Michael is currently serving as a senior community liaison for Janssen Infectious Disease and Vaccines, covering New York City, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. In his capacity, he works closely with 8 service organizations, health centers, and hospitals, providing HIV disease awareness education to agency participants and product-specific training to staff. With that, allow us to welcome Michael Valentin to the stage.
Well, Jacqueline, first of all, thank you so much. And I'm going to need your email or phone number every now and then. When I need a boost of ego, I'm going to call you. So we'll start off there. So familia, I want to thank you for this time, Claudia. You know, thank you for bringing a collective body of like-minded individuals together. So I'm going to share my story with you, and I'm going to do my best to share with you and hopefully to make some true impact. So I'm going to read it verbatim, and I'm going to add to it before I close out. So purpose and passion. Practice kindness daily. It may change someone's life for the better. My life is about passion and purpose. From a young age, my parents taught me about servant leadership and how the best gift to give someone is the gift of service. Early on, I dreamed of becoming an airline pilot. I was, of course, to fulfill this dream, but my life was derailed due to a loved one's addiction. Although I had witnessed many horror stories about addiction and even watched people lose loved ones to addiction, I never imagined about addiction, even if it would happen to me. My heart would be dealing with so much pain, nor did I have the idea that it would cause me. This is not about me, but it's about someone who changed my life. Through the long recovery, I learned how to be mindful of what they were going through. The process taught me a lot about myself as well. Even though I completed my education and I received my degree as an engineer, I did not feel the same passion about my career path as I once did. Throughout my loved one's addiction, I rediscovered myself and switched careers. I went back to school to become a social worker. I was grateful to the individuals that helped me find my loved one, who helped me with my loved one and my family, that I wanted to give back and share my story and hopefully would help someone else. This process taught me that this is possible to love someone without approving of all the decisions, but it also taught me about heartbreak. I'm happy to report that my loved one is thriving and he's doing fantastically well. During this experience, I knew in my heart what I needed to do. Everything around me, including my new job with a major airline exploring the world, to be honest, it was not that important. Nothing will change unless you want it to make it happen. This experience has changed my life, and I will continue to be a resource to help others, to help those in need. It is my purpose and passion, and I will continue to help as long as I'm able. Practice kindness. It may change someone's life for the better.
Oh, that
So
is
this story I dedicate to my older brother Carlos, who is striving, but he was the one that unfortunately went through his addiction. But I found purpose because he basically shared his story, and now I'm doing the great work that I'm doing. And to be honest with you, not to put him on the spot, how prominent to be in the same room as Julio Roman, who's doing such great work in the HIV space as well. So Claudia, thank you again for putting us together. And Jacqueline, I'll make sure to call you when I need a boost of energy. Thank you.
I got a lot of it, so I'm always ready. Thank you so much. What a powerful message. And, I don't think it's ever too late to pursue a dream. So, I never thought about becoming a pilot. And when the aviation bug came to me, I ended up, actually getting my license in 2018. So, you never know. And I'm working my next one right now. So I can fly bigger planes, more stable planes. But I am extremely excited to bring in our next speaker, Lucy Sisniega. Lucy is our fourth speaker, and she is currently the president of SNS Commercial Real Estate and CEO and owner of ML Distributors. One voted Supermom in Texas Border Business Magazine. Lucy is married, has two beautiful daughters, and she's enjoying running half marathons. Kudos to you, Lucy. Welcome, Lucy Sisniega, to the stage.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Alfonso Herrera. Thank you for all you're doing. Thank you to the Hispanic Rising Stars and for, making the time to recognize us, to recognize all of our Hispanic community. This is a blessing for me to share my story with all of you. And hopefully this can help other people. And that's one of the reasons that I decided to do it. And I'm very grateful for being part of this group. So I'm going to start, I'm going to read my story. The title of my story is, "What is the definition of the American dream?" I was 19 years old, a young woman determined to succeed in this country. I had and still have all this excitement in my heart to accomplish many things in life. I learned that I could go to school to become a property manager, which I did. I got my certificate. Then I learned that I can take classes and become a real estate agent and specialize in commercial real estate, which I did, even though that area was mainly for men. I went and I did it. I kept going and going, and I always find a new adventure, a new business, a new nonprofit to help and be part of. I realized how blessed we are in this country. All these accomplishments were not easy. There were so many obstacles on the road. At the end of the day, your passion will drive you to keep going and to never give up. There are many people like me out there. Many Hispanics want to do good in this country, want to create jobs, want to open more businesses. Hispanics understand the beauty of living in a free country. Many of us don't take it for granted. Let me mention a few facts. 6 million new jobs were created, more than 1 million Latinas entered the workforce, and the Hispanic American unemployment is the lowest in the history of this country. There were 2.3 million more full-time year-round workers in 2018 and 2017, and the majority were women. Hispanic-owned businesses are an incredible driving force behind our economy. 3/4 of Hispanics own small businesses expect revenue to increase in the next year, according to March 2019 survey by Bank of America. 80% of Hispanics own a small business and plan to expand their operation. This country is a blessing, and I hope my story can help many of you to never give up in your dream. I didn't born in this country. The English is not my first language, but I keep going and going because there's no any other country that we can accomplish what we can accomplish here. And as a Hispanics, we just have that, we're driven. We just wanted to accomplish so many things. And I just here to tell you that the American dream is real and anybody can accomplish. So thank you. Thank you for having me. And thank you for letting me share my story.
That is so beautiful, Lucy. Thank you so much for all that you do, and to all of you for all that you do day in and day out. You know what? It takes a lot of energy to wake up every day and decide to be the best version of you that day. Decide to be that center of energy to all the people that you come in touch with, to launch campaigns, to create conversations, to meet with people, you know, and all of that makes up what we're made of, right? Our core values and all of that in the long term, you know, represent our stories. Now, this is amazing. We are on time. We're ahead of time, which is unbelievable. And I'd like to open it up to 2 to 3 of you to share by raising your hands, to really share what it meant for you to share your story. And tell us if it's the first time that you've openly shared your story in a book, or you've all done it before, because there's different perspectives in that. So by show of hands, what should I call them, people? Oh, we have Julio Roman. The stage is yours.
Hi, everyone. It is a pleasure to have been invited to share my story with so many Hispanic, Latino community members. I am a published author. I published in May my book, Out of Space, Creating Safe Spaces. But when I found the opportunity to be able to share a story as it related to my experience as a Latinx person in this country, I was really excited to be a part of the collective. I was also so excited at the way how this organization chose to highlight what was good about our community and what really helps us drive. So that was really empowering for me. Thank you so much for doing that and allowing me to be a part of this collective and this group. I'm so happy that I found out about this organization.
That's beautiful. And really quick, what project are you working on right now? That's going to continue to elevate your story.
So currently I am translating my book into Spanish, and I also work for the Latino Commission on AIDS. So I work with Latinx communities around the country, helping them find their story and really putting it into a narrative that can be shared with other folks in their community. So this has been an especially an empowering experience for me.
That is absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Julio. Thank you for opening your heart and sharing that. And, you know, if you type in the name of your book, I'm pretty sure all of us can also support you and elevate you through, you know, the support of a fellow author as well.
Thank you.
So would anybody else like to, who's the next person? Right? That's what I learned from Dale Carnegie. Who's the next person? Angie Alvarez. She's ready to go on stage. Please share with us what it means to share your story.
Okay. Oh, this is huge. Okay. Maybe you don't know, obviously you don't know me yet. So here I am, so we can get to know each other a little bit. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the great job that you've been doing overall, Jacqueline, and also Claudia, who is the person who basically opened, and probably without her knowing, but it's like she keeps encouraging me to be my true self. And the fact that I said on the chat that I'm from Lima, Peru, I am in Lima, Peru. The story I share in the from your roots, and to basically empower yourself no matter where you are or where you go. And unfortunately, I'm not in the States. My family and I, we were deported from the States back in 2007. And what I was trying to say with my story is like, like the American dream does not have to be in a specific place. It could be anywhere in your heart, anywhere, anywhere. And something that I wanted to do, I still have it as a dream. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I feel like there are lots of people who probably you may know that had been deported, not only from the US, like from different places in the world, that are afraid to say that they've been deported. Obviously, I say it now out loud because it's been 12 years since I haven't visited. I'm even afraid to apply for a visa, even though I can. But I'm afraid that I might get a negative answer from my second home because I lived there for about 7 years. So there's like so many emotions, and a way for me to keep connected with the Latino community in the US is by being part of this community. Like every time I have a chance to know, or I don't know, like so many things that come to me, I'm saying, okay, I'm still connected with the US, and I like it, and I want to continue doing that. And all my entrepreneurships that I'm doing here in Peru, it's with the US, with my limitations and everything. I mean, I don't know, internet has no visa to be approved, you know? There's no work permit necessarily. So I'm taking advantage of that. I wanna write a book. Actually, my mom told me already the name. It's like De Portada, like cover girl, but it says De Portada, right? But my mom is like, no, but Angie, don't say the entire story. You know, you need to ask for my permission. You know, she's like very traditional mom. Plus, I'm like,
Well, I think the internet is.
we're just very good persons, and we had, you know, overcome many things by starting all over again in our own country. And so I'm trying to figure it out when will be the best time to do it, but I have it on my checklist, on my bucket list. And this special moment, sometimes people in Peru, my friends, family, everyone does not understand this. Like this connection. I don't have anything bad to say about this process of deportation, but just great things. I mean, they treated me like incredibly, my family and I. And all the things that I lived in the States for 7 years totally added up to who I am today. So I wanted to say, like, there's no specific place for the American dream. It should be always in your heart and where your soul will be as happy as possible. So this is like just perfect. I mean, I'm shaking right now, and I haven't been shaking in a while.
Well, you know what? This can only mean two things. Number one, we have a place to go in Peru. So can't come to us, we'll come and visit you. That gives us another excuse to visit such a beautiful place on earth. And second, we will certainly keep you accountable for writing your story, because you know what? When sometimes you choose a mission, and sometimes the mission chooses you. So what do? Do you surrender? Do you ignore it? Do you just keep putting it off until it shows up again and it chooses you again, right? And I always say that when I get those divine downloads of a mission choosing me for something, I surrender. You know, aviation chose me for whatever reason to become a pilot, you know, to start flying in 2015. And now I decided to combine marketing, aviation, and my passion for books and storytelling. And I'm happy to say that last weekend, we were in Maryland unveiling a permanent exhibit of artifacts donated by my book, Latinas in Aviation, at a museum, the first of its kind in over 100 years. So you know what? You start out with 1 point, one micro moment. You start surrendering to one idea, one mission, and you never know what mission is going to find you and where it's going to lead you. And that's part of the beauty of this incredible journey. I want to give an opportunity to another amazing, inspiring individual to share part of their story. So let's see. The first person that I see raising their hand. Oh, I see Melinda. Melinda Cora, to the stage. Yeah, I think you're muted, Melinda.
Thank you for that. Sorry about that. Hi, Jacqueline and Claudia. Thank you so much again for this opportunity. It's just been incredible. And, you know, one of the main things I would like to highlight is the amplification of Latinos that this platform allows. I personally have been very vocal about Latino efforts within Prudential and PGIM Quant, which is the business that I work in. And this has been well embraced by my colleagues to the point where PGIM Quantitative Solutions actually put a LinkedIn post out about the me being a contributing author. So I just wanted to say that, you know, make sure that you're tapping into your organizations, letting them know what you're doing, because I think as Latinos, we tend to sort of, you know, keep things to ourselves and not really speak up when we've done something pretty incredible and pretty noteworthy. And so if you haven't shared with your organizations, I would say share and see whether or not they can further promote your efforts. Because it's the kind of thing where we should be very proud of our stories, and they're all very different and unique. And as I've been flipping through the pages and reading everyone's stories, I love how no two stories are exactly the same. And so Claudia, aplauso in being able to put together this compilation of just beautiful stories that will outlast all of us and will make our families proud and will make our organizations proud and will allow us to sort of continue to promote ourselves within each of our respective careers.
So beautiful. And you know what? I oftentimes think of the longevity and the shelf life of a book, right? And imagine in 200-300 years, someone will open up a treasure chest and they will find Hispanic Stars Rising, Volume 3. And in 300 years, they'll open this book. Maybe the pages will be falling apart, but you know what? They will find an emotional connection with you. They will find those things that will never go out of fashion, and they will find a permanent record in the Library of Congress because you decided to raise your hand and say, I want to be part of this. So this is not a small thing. And thank you, Melinda, for reminding us how significant something like this is, even with 500 words, what it means and where we're going. I mean, we're forever going to be connected. How beautiful is that? And, you know, I've seen a lot of amazing people that get a taste of sharing the story and they see how the next generation gets inspired. They raise their hand and say, I want to do another one. I've had authors that publish another 5 books of their own once they participated in one of the anthologies. So, you know what, if that is something that is calling your heart through writing, like my German teacher said one time, he said, writing is an extension of your soul. And I'm thinking, I'm 16. I'm like, what is he, drinking? But I was like, wow, he is so correct. Writing is an extension of your soul. If you write something down, it has shelf life. It has longevity. It exists. And if you write it in the format of a book, you've reached the epitome of story sharing. How amazing is that? So I just put the link so that we can share this amazing book with the metaverse. I want everyone here to have an opportunity to type on the chat how you feel right now with one word. How do you feel being part of this? Oh, I love that. Blessed. In this moment, inspired, grateful, proud, honored, united, so true, excited, empowered. That's the kind of thing that we do with this, right? Loved. Oh my God, I love that. Loved. Yes. Inspirada. All the languages, right? There's no giving a voice. Oh, I love that. Obviously, the book is available on Amazon. So we invite you to get connected with your local communities, because now you have a tool to share with your local library, your local bookstore, your local events. Share this book through the mountaintops. Let's make Volume 3 the most successful yet, because we're all part of it. Let's make this resonate in every one of our communities, from kindergarten all the way to college, from the community center to the community organizations and the chambers. we have an amazing tool that can help spread the word and the mission of Hispanic Star in our respective communities. And I see us, all of us, as agents of change, as agents of connection and inspiration to continue to share those stories and create more connections with community. We will be able to, in a couple of weeks, you'll get an email about being able to gift you this amazing book for you and your network. The ebook version will be ready to share with the world, and we will have a special gift for all of you. So please watch out in your email, social media. And then, of course, you know, Claudia, the question is, are we going to do a volume 4?
What do we say? Like thumbs up,
What do
everybody?
we say? Yes or no?
What do we say? No, we will do. I mean, like, there's absolutely no way we're gonna stop here. And I also want to say, I mean, like, it is not only what you're feeling yourself, what is doing to you to be heard and empowered and united. It is what we're doing for the next generation, and it is what we're doing to honor the incredible sacrifices and the incredible work of our ancestors. At the end of the day, we are the result of the real hard work that comes before us. Those, you know, like leaders that for decades have made us as strong as we are, as ready as we are, where we have really an opportunity to say thank you. It was all worth it. When we show our parents, I am in a book, your efforts, right, to have 2 to 3 jobs, working with bleeding hands so that I can have a college education, so that I have an opportunity, it's working, it's paying off. And I'm opening up the door for the next generation so that we don't even have to think that this is, you know, like a scarce opportunity. So it is a great way for us to feel great, but it is a great way to say thanks. It was all worth it. We will continue opening the door. We will continue stepping out of that comfort zone or uncomfortable zone where we are, where we've been told, calladita te ves más bonita, and therefore, nena, don't tell your story, therefore don't trade your hand, therefore don't share. We have to share our story. We have to talk about our sacrifice. We have to talk about the resilience. We have to talk about the obstacles, the overcoming, the challenges, and here we are, shining together. And so it is, we're gonna shine and we're gonna speak up a la Latina, which is the way we do it. We don't bark, we don't bite, we work hard, but we have to tell our stories and we have to support each other. And that is why I think that the series of books that we have are exactly what we need to keep doing. We have to do everything we can, from books to children's books, radio, poster campaigns, anything that we have. You have to actually be empowered and become a factivist and talk to everybody in the dinner conversation, in your church, in the sports, in your workforce, everybody. We have to talk about the power of Latinos and Latinos as incredible positive contributors to the country. We have an obligation. The only thing, Angie and Melinda and Lucy and Celia and Sarah and Luis and Julio, the only thing we have to do is no more. We don't have to do as much as our parents had to do. The only thing we have to do is to finish the job. We have to move from invisible to visible, from negative to positive, and from takers to makers. That is why you're chosen to be in this book, because we believe you can do it. Because we believe that your example will inspire more people, and because we believe that together we can shine and we can really move the agenda forward for our community. So yes, hell, we're gonna have a 4th edition of the book. And yes, absolutely, all of us, all of you are invited to come to the Hispanic Leadership Summit that we have at the end of the year at the United Nations, December 7 and 8, so that you feel the power of the collective, so that we together can start driving our agenda forward. We will have our gala at the end of the year, at the end of the summit, of the Hispanic Leadership Summit, December 8th, where we're gonna bring the who is who from the community, not from the community, from all the non-Latino community as well as Latinos, so that we can start reimagining Latinos, so that we can start celebrating us, you know, like in an event that can really inspire us all, allow organizations like ours to keep moving and to keep going. So this is an open invitation for you to embrace your star, to embrace, to keep shining, to embrace telling not only your stories, but, you know, like not only your stories the way you did, which is really brave, but also to share the stories of others, to share the data, become factivists, and join forces so that we can finish the job. So, Jackie and everyone else, I hope that this opportunity of listening to the stories of everyone has been as inspiring as it has for, like for me and for the World Human Foundation and the team. And I'll pass it on back to you, Jackie, if you want to, like open it up for anyone else, or if you want to close without saying we have a job, we have to join forces and finish the job, as a way to really, like say thanks, like acknowledge and the sacrifices of our parents, and to make sure that we're the last generations of Latinos that is not fully paid, fully respected, and fully valued. We can do it. Let's be not more than optimistic. Let's be possibilistic, because it's totally possible.
Absolutely. Well said, Claudia. And, as the founder of World Human and Hispanic Star, you continue to raise the bar and bring us all together and open doors that we didn't think were possible. And that is an amazing testimony of your dedication to our community. And, once again, thank you so much for your trust and this crazy idea, and how, it's just so beautiful to see so many faces and so many stories and so much diversity coming together to intersect, our daily lives. And, for me, when people ask, like, what are you inspired about? I'm inspired for, with all the stories, no matter where I travel in the world, a story is something that connects us all. And it's so beautiful to be able to stand in your authenticity and to be able to be proud of where you came from and be proud of where you're going and be proud of the decisions that you make every single day. And one of those decisions is decide to raise your hand and say, I want to be part of something that is bigger than me. And I think that is, what you, Claudia, what you're doing with the team and in bringing us together. And of course, we're going to be at the United Nations in December, so we can continue to celebrate and continue to applaud and elevate every single one of us all together as a community. So with that, I want to thank every single one of you for opening up time in your schedule to be here today, for opening up your heart to listen to the stories that we were able to share today. And may this be the beginning of Volume 3's incredible journey and incredible impact in our communities. And remember that you are an agent of change. And if you are chosen for a mission, choose to surrender and choose to take action so that you can take it to the next level, because we're all part of one community. So thank you so much. Go to Amazon, share the book with the whole world, help us elevate those stories. And like I always say, as a pilotina, taking off is optional, landing on your dreams is mandatory. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Congratulations, Stars.